Three, two, one.
Three, two, one. Yink.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Epi 2, already better than last year of the Liver podcast. Coming to you, myself, CBB on, Peter, Buns, Conrad's Corner, Bosco up in the top left, Nicky
Sure.
double clicks on the bottom left. Boys, how are we doing? No Tuna this week. Have not heard from Tuna the entire day. Turb is out sick. He will be with us next week whenever he gets his mic from his dad's house.
Tuna's dead. Turb's just on his deathbed. He's sick. He's got the brain eating amoeba. Boys, how the hell are we?
Like you said,
Oh,
Conrad, they did drop a new COVID strain on us.
Yeah. I don't know what it's called. I think it's like Tiberius strain or some shit like that. I don't know. We're at the tail end of the alphabet here, but struggle city, not a single solid shit in the last 3 days. It's insane.
We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Producer double clicks, Nicky double clicks. How we live in the bottom left.
boys, how we doing? I had a much less eventful weekend than y'all did. Um, you know, I said it on my IG. We lost an icon, somebody that meant a lot to me and my family, Jimmy Buffet, the the original Parrot Head. It was devastating. It was in the family group chat for an entire day. We were stunned. Not how I wanted to kick my weekend off.
I
Yeah, he
want to
was a.
know how many memories were brought up about. Remember that time we were listening to Jimmy Buffett and
Oh, you gotta see
fucking.
some pictures, Conrad. That Nick's been to some concerts. He looks like you could find him on a shelf at one of his stores.
Oh, dude, you don't understand what my first like real concert experience was Jimmy Buffett when I was like I think it was maybe 14. This is back when my parents were married. My dad and my aunt, I think together each took down a case of beer. We went to the dollar store before the concert, bought like the Lays, the flour
Mhm.
Lays, and it was like 50 of them in a bag. We bought 3 bags. I was selling them in
50
the
of
parking
them.
lot. I was selling them one for $3, two for five. By the end of the concert, my dad had drank all my money away. He was just like, "Hey, give me $8. I need to get a fucking beer." And after drinking 20 beers in the parking lot, had 10 more. My mom cut him off. He came back with 2 more beers. He was like, "Yeah, I made friends in line," and he gave me these beers. So I mean, like truly formative
Half your
experiences.
life. It's
Jimmy
half your
Buffett.
life.
Yeah,
Well, Nick, he wasn't the only tragedy on Saturday. He wasn't the only
no.
tragedy. I had pissed my pants at the big house.
Let's
Like,
just get right out and say it. Let's just get right out and say it.
yeah, there's no way around it. I pissed myself in the big house. I mean, am I gonna blame that the bathrooms are a quarter mile from your seat? I'm not gonna blame that. Am I gonna blame the tailgate we were at had more liquor than an ABC store? Not gonna blame that. All I'm gonna blame is myself. And you know what? When you're back with the boys, what the fuck else do you expect? We got after, we had a good time. All bets are off. We're wrestling all weekend. I'm bruised up. I thought I got into the fucking ring this past weekend. My elbows scaped up. My shoulders dislocated, I think. I had it, Nick, I had to use the washer dryer twice at this house.
Let's put this out here for the people.
Oh
I
my
have been
god.
reaching out to John since Saturday, and this is the first time we've talked. I haven't heard
Yeah.
any stories from Ann Arbor. I was
Well,
texting while they were there, like, "Hey, how's it going?" Nothing. Not dead to the world.
Radio
Nothing.
silence.
I think I got one text from in the group chat, like, "Oh, John is a dead person," and then that was
yeah.
it for the entire weekend. John's dad even texted him in the group chat and was like, "How you doing, son?" He's like, I'm struggling," and that was it. Nothing.
I mean,
Yeah, it was
hell
bad.
of a fucking weekend, boys. I just want to say you're wrong about the bathrooms. They were probably 20 feet from our section, but
Yeah,
the
man, that's
tailgate, the tailgate is what you do blame. Dennis and whatever that little pipsqueak's name was, just feeding us like 10 rounds of Buffalo Trace at 10:30 in the morning, like just unlimited top shelf liquor. That talk about hospitality. I mean,
but yeah, talk about hospitality. Not
wow.
this isn't
Shout out
like
to those guys real quick. Shout
yeah.
out Dennis and Pipsqueak.
Shout out, they hook it up. It was a Bailey's girlfriend's uncle, dad, whatever it may have been. whoever those dudes were, thank you, because they brought the tailgate, they had the food, they had everything, and like all that hospitality they gave us in term. This isn't even that bad, but it was just so funny watching it go down. These guys rolled the red carpet for us, Nick. We're so grateful. We start shotgunning, and Turb takes this grill lighter from the grill and is poking his hole in his beer. The dad's looking for his lighter, sees it in Turb's hand. It's like, well, that lighter's dead and gone. I'm like
Yeah.
trying to like get to work again. I'm like, what the fuck, Turb? These people opened up their doors for us.
Just no regard for anybody at that point.
Right.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you get back together with the boys, I mean, I want to get into Nicky and game day, what happened there, but just really quick for just everybody who doesn't know, because no one knows, because we just stuck to ourselves. And I don't know if it was disbelief or what. I don't think what people realize, when you got the boys like that and you're going through a weekend like that, you're at battle, you're in wars. People are like, how are things going? You're just trying to stay alive.
Yeah, we're just fighting for air at this point.
Fighting
Like,
for
it's
air.
anything to stay alive.
The first morning, Nick, I wake up 4 a.m. Saturday morning, covered in piss. So I go down, I get the washer dryer going. I'm looking. I see my wallet, bang. I see my AirPods, bang. Can't find my phone anywhere. Couple of the boys are already up. Now it's like 5 a.m. Weeks, thankfully, has Find My Friends, and he has my location. Phone's still alive, not dead. And I see it's by the bar we were just at. I'm like, all right. Me still half drunk. I get my other buddy Teeter's phone to Uber. So now I have 2 phones going to a bar at 5 a.m. to look for my phone. Of course, the bar is closed. So I just want to make sure. It's in the bar. So I'm like looking through like trash cans, like
Digging through
alleyways.
dumpsters in the
Through the
alleyway.
windows.
Yeah, I'm like pressing play sound. I'm just like telling homeless people, shut the fuck up for 10 seconds. And I see I'm like, it must be in there. It's got to be in there. So my phone turned out to be in there. They opened up at 5 o'clock. So the biggest game I've been looking forward to for 4 years now since it came out. Didn't have my phone for. Didn't make it to halftime. And Teeter, from what I heard, was fireman carrying me out of Michigan Stadium with myself covered in piss.
That's unbelievable.
And mind you, this was in the first quarter. He was getting carried out. I mean, he
Yeah.
did not last about 20
Oh,
minutes in
man.
that stadium.
So
So you
So
pissed your pants the
bad.
night before and at the stadium?
yeah, I might.
And then
I might
again,
have
when
a
he was
problem.
sleeping on the couch afterwards.
Oh, the triple pissy
I don't.
pants.
I mean,
in
I just
24
don't.
hours.
I don't know what happened, but a month ago, I used to do it in college. I've been good since college. A month ago, it came back, and now it's just like I'm dealing with the wave of it. Now it's just I'm dealing with the wave. I'm dealing with the wave of it right now. Because like, let me tell you, the last ECU football game I went to, I pissed the hospital bed. This one, I pissed myself in the stands. I mean,
I was there. I think I dealt the death blow to you. I showed up with an entire backpack full of liquor to that App State ECU game.
see what it is, Conrad? It's hospitality. It kills you in the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw you instantly get hot mouth and just start drooling all over yourself. And then we were like, all right, it's time to go walk to the stadium. And by the time we were inside, I think you told me, you were like, I don't remember getting inside the stadium, and I lost my friends immediately. So I
that's
can
the
only
thing.
imagine it was
The back-to-back games, Nicky. I don't even make it to the 2-minute warning of the first quarter.
Yeah. No, the App State game, he didn't even make it to his seat. He was
Yeah,
walking down the
right.
concourse, shouldering people,
Yeah,
shouldering every
Conrad
single
loves that.
App State
Conrad
fan.
loves that.
Oh my God, that was great.
That's
I
so
mean,
good.
you're skipping out. First of all, you're skipping out on a very key detail here. Friday, when we all flew in the afternoon, we went from the airport. We went straight to the MGM Casino downtown Detroit. All the boys went up big on the Nino. Start the trip off right. Everyone gets to the cashier's office, cashing out blue bills. We got Muhammad, some sprinter van, driving us 2.5 hours to Ann Arbor. I mean, what a guy. He's just some guy Drew found on Uber. I mean, hell of a fucking weekend. Yeah,
Yeah,
Johnny, I don't know how you're still alive, man.
I know, seriously, but like, looking back now though, Conrad, having all the boys cashing at the cashier's office, we're not even at the Airbnb, was such a bad omen. But I mean, what do you?
That's the only W you taken the whole weekend.
Yeah, only W
Yep.
we took the whole weekend, and the thing is too is like I broke even and I was ecstatic, and these guys were winning like half a K, like Turb. Like this is the thing I want to get out there too to see if anybody else has experienced this. What Turb does at a blackjack table, He will start with $100 and he'll be there for 4 or 5 hours. It's unbelievable. Like the discipline, and I don't even know how he does it, but he just chips away for 5 hours in a seat.
He was there from 9:30 in the morning to about 5 o'clock when we left and drove to Ann Arbor.
Oh,
Literally a 9 to 5
Yeah.
job, and he made some money. And Johnny, when we're all walking to the cashier's office, he's like, this is the first time I've ever cashed out at a casino before.
We're like walking up to the cashier's office. I drop down to my knees. I start Tebowing. Like, yes.
yeah. They're counting out John's payout in singles, and they're counting out Turbs and $100 bills.
And then I just got hammered by the Coleman Casino. Donnie, like Saturday, I'm just like, I can't even see straight. He's running blackjack. He gets popped by everybody but me. I'm like doubling down on like a 4 when he's showing a 9. I was just a mess. I was an absolute mess. But but it was such a good weekend, And another funny thing too about Saturday was I'm happy I did the second take, Conrad. You're a one take guy with a pick vid, but I didn't, and I'm so drunk. I tell him to go turn to get the back of the stadium, and I'm filming, and I just start like saying turn as he's in the middle of talking. He's like, hey, what the fuck, Giant? How are we gonna redo it?
Giving yourself your own commentary.
Yeah, he's like telling me, he's like, turn. I'm like, they can hear you talking into the fucking mic, dude. You're holding the camera.
Dude, it was so good though, because the second take we did at the end when that old timer came in was so good. It was
unbelievable.
So perfect. Who's gonna win the Big Ten? Not Michigan.
He was like, we have our best team in decades. Kind of just like sick. Like, dude,
it was let down Central. I mean, look what they did to ECU. They barely did anything. No big plays.
Almost covered with 0
bailed
points.
Out a bunch. They got bailed out a bunch on some bullshit calls. I saw 6 out of the 12 that they appealed were like missed calls or like bad calls or whatever. Check Twitter. Don't quote me on that. It's
first touchdown.
I did see it.
The first touchdown's last. The only thing I do remember, and looking back at it, wasn't a touchdown. It was over the line of scrimmage. That type of shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
that one was bad.
One of our guys got a targeting call. Now he's out for the first half of Marshall or something. It was like terrible call. I mean, granted, I'm not gonna lie, I was drinking in the game as well, so I don't remember as much. I mean, it's a very boring game, but almost being able to cover, or we were covering with 0 points on the board. Yep. Michigan let down Central. ECU big against Marshall.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
The top teams didn't really impress. I mean, Alabama's Alabama, but Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, like none of them really look spectacular.
Gross.
So, I mean, I think it's wide open for the rest of the season.
No, nobody really looks spectacular. And like, I mean, Conrad was so right on that UNC South Carolina game. Like, that's the one thing I forget about college football and just like betting in general. And when you see a team you like that's an underdog, it's like in college hoops, Nicky, when like you see the home team is unranked and they're a favorite against a number 12 team in the country, and they're an underdog on the road. Everyone's like, oh, I'll take them. They're number 12, they're underdog. They lose every time. It's just like it is in college football. It's the same exact thing.
Such a simpleton pick. It was so, when I looked around, everyone was on South Carolina. Every single person we were with said South Carolina. I was like, this is a hammerlock Central, dude. I mean, I doubled my bet on it instantly. It was so easy.
Yeah, it's a good call. It was a good call. I'm trying to think else from
6-1, dude. I mean, you want me to just rattle through them?
Which by the way, $100 from ECU. You got me still, right?
Yes, I'll Venmo you the 90. It was 100 to win 90.
Yeah,
you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that. So ECU plus 36, Michigan. I mean, it was 30-3, easy winner. How about Penn State covering at the last second? What a scumbag move. But my God, that is why I love James Franklin and Penn State. Like, they do not give a fuck. When people say the coaches don't know the spread, he knows the fucking spread, dude. He's getting those alumni donors paid.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The booster play. I mean, you know those boosters got the spread.
6 seconds left in the clock. Like, it's just fucking the disrespect is insane. Colorado plus 20.5, I said, is my favorite bet of the day. They won outright. I mean, come on, dude.
It was a 6-1 Saturday, right, Conrad?
6-1. The only thing that lost was Boise, and they got stomped on.
Yeah, that over at 3.5 wins by Colorado, looking like a real good shout from Nicky
Oh
Sixon.
my God.
Yes, dude, it
great
jumped up to
shout.
5.5.
Oh, great.
I mean,
Oh my God.
I told everyone, I said this might be the most overhyped play of the season, but now it looks like Vegas is
phenomenal.
retarded. Like, what are we doing? 3.5?
It has
Travis
no
Hunter,
faith in Dion.
the
Yeah, they're gonna.
Heisman
Oh my
odds.
god.
I mean, I think that they're in a tricky spot because I think as they play more games, more teams will have some tape on them. So I think that their defense might not be as strong. Because I mean TCU and then we're just trading touchdowns back and forth. So we'll see how the defense holds up. That might knock them out of a few games. But Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter playing both ways. Those are two dogs, and
Dude.
they're gonna win some games.
Travis Hunter to win the Heisman like jumped insane odds.
Yeah, it went from 80 to
Who
1
doesn't
to
hurt to
22 to
sprinkle?
1. 81 to
Doesn't hurt to
22 to
sprinkle.
1. And 22 to 1 is still juice. I mean, crazy.
Sprinkle.
Still
Yeah,
week one, but
Me and Travis are gonna have the same amount of plays at the end of the season. It's gonna be unbelievable.
1,000 plays.
He had like 100. He had like 144 snaps last week. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
he did.
yeah, it's crazy. That's the thing, like Nick, you were saying, like tape. Does tape even help you out? And these guys are freak athletes. You're like, oh, that guy just hurdled 2 guys and stiff armed. Yeah, let's tackle him. You know, it's like these guys are so athletic. It's crazy, man. That's I guess that's just the prime effect, man. That's the prime effect.
Yeah, I think teams are gonna cut the field in half, kind of like Revis Island or Richard Sherman in his heyday. Like they're not gonna try to target him. They're just gonna go across the field, and then I don't know that they have the size in the trenches to be able to compete on like a big level. But some of the mid-level teams in their conference, they're easily gonna win 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, I think it can get.
Let's simmer down here. I don't think we're getting to 9 wins, but
No,
I think
no.
I think they get more than 3. I think they get more than 3. To your point, I don't think. I mean, when you look at the Big 12, they don't play defense either. So it's like,
Right.
it's. I think most of these games are going to be shootouts. I would look at Colorado overs this year. If they're not insanely high, just keep that in the back pocket, kind of like those Iowa unders, the easy play. Sometimes it's the easy play that works.
And Conrad was hitting. Conrad was hitting with ease on Saturday. And 6-1. We didn't even clap up the 6-1. Nicky, we'll clap up the 6-1.
6-1, and then I had Georgia Tech, and then I had FSU.
Just kept on rolling.
Come on, dude. And I knew FSU was a play because every simpleton again was on LSU.
Yeah.
When it's this early in the season, and when every person, not a single other person, is on the different team, that's your sign.
I didn't take him, but I loved LSU. It just goes to show you my mind's
I
not
knew
a good
it.
spot. The thing about Conrad too, Nick, is that when he has a day like that, he is untouchable. He turns into like an untouchable. So we're like at the bar that night, Saturday night. Our buddy Poochie just decides to chirp the biggest guy. This guy looks like a Swedish like boxer. The biggest
6'6",
the biggest guy in the bar decides to
built
chirp
like
him.
Thor.
And Conrad's next to him, doesn't even know what's going on. Starts chirping this guy too. So you have 2 guys who are 5'8",
5'9" on a good day.
So 2 guys who are 5'8" chirping this 6'6" monument, and this guy, all I can hear is, "How's the weather down there? How's the weather down there?"
Just completely big taking us. He said, "I can't hear you from down there. I can't hear you from down there." I said, "Shut the fuck up, dude. Get out of here."
Like, yeah, Conrad goes 1-6. He just has his head down. It's just like whatever. 6-1. He wants every part of every action. You gotta respect that.
No. If I'm 1-6, I'm like Johnny pissing my pants at the bar. If I'm 6-1, I'm buying shots for everybody.
Which is how it should be. Why win or lose if you're gonna be the same? It's how it should be.
Exactly.
So funny. I just real quick, Nick, just to leave last week in the dust. Like the epic quote I was thinking about. For those of you who don't know Meatball, my roommate, he has a certain way he acts when he's drunk, overtly drunk, and I have my certain way. Basically, my house right now is one guy turns into King Kong when he has too many beers, and one guy turns into a 7-year-old who had a nightmare. That's my house right now. That's my house from drinking too much.
King Kong.
Oh man. But before we move on from last week, I do want to give an update on the 1,000 play season, and I think
And college game day. What the fuck happened there? I
saw no
pissed myself.
content.
Yeah, what happened
I saw no
there?
content. He
You're
didn't
not getting
go.
off. You're not getting off
He
the
didn't
leash.
go.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna pass it off on work. We're gonna leave it at work. But I worked I think like 15 or 16 hours on Friday, and woke up first to the news of Jimmy Buffett dying, and then and I thought in my retard brain that game day somehow ended at 11. Like they don't run right up until the noon kickoff.
Oh my
And
god.
it was like 9:45, and I was like, yeah, by the time I take a shower and get to downtown or uptown, that it's just gonna be done. And so I was like, all right, yeah, I'm just gonna sit down, make a pick vid, and then put 1,000 plays on the book. I I I ended up I think going 5-5 in my pick vid, and on the weekend I went 31-29 with an asterisk. The asterisk
even. All right.
is one play. I took USC minus 38 over at 51.5, and then didn't realize I'd already put an over on the 51.5, so I went over 52. And then somehow also in my little pipsqueak brain took the under at 63.5. That's not a real thing. I wouldn't have done that taking a 38-point spread. So there's an asterisk beside that loss. So really the book says I went 30-30, but I went 31-29. And I think I massively underestimated how many plays it takes per week to do 1,000. It's
It's
it is
insane.
Dude.
it is.
It's
I don't know that I'll be able to do it. I might be able to get to 500.
FCS playoffs. You're gonna have to
I mean,
hammer FCS playoffs. So those are on the book.
I am going to be homeless at the end of the year, but I'll see. I'm gonna have to catch up this week and somehow have like 200 plays this weekend to make up to get back on pace for the 1,000 play season. I think I have to average like 85 plays a week or something like that. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna be betting for and against teams I don't know their name. So just pray for me in my bank account, but I'll keep bringing the content and I'll try.
Hey, it's gonna be a journey, and who
some money.
knows? What if you go up? What if you're just gonna run? Who knows? It's gonna be a journey.
Well,
You should post like slides on the Instagram of like all your picks for the week, like 10 different slides of like screenshots of your picks.
I've got a spreadsheet right now. I physically couldn't like keep track, and this is why I took like USC over 51.5 and 52. Just scrolling on my screen, it takes like 5 full drags of my wheel scroll to get from the top to the bottom. So I was just getting lost, didn't know what I had, so I just had to put it in an Excel spreadsheet, and I was just turning them green or red if I win or lose the whole day. It's so like
awesome.
one other thing I do want to say, I think overs may be in trouble. I was much better against the spread. I think I was
It's because that rule change.
Yeah, I think I was
Teams will
14-9.
adapt.
I think I was 14-9 against the spread, and then under overs I went 9-14. So like completely flopped it.
Well, teams are gonna adapt. Teams are going to adapt, or Vegas is going to adapt. It's gonna be one
Vegas
of the
will adapt. Vegas will
Yeah.
adapt. You're going to see a lot lower over/under totals because of the new clock, which is bullshit. But
Yeah,
just don't be fooled when you see those numbers. I expect a lot of them to be in like the 50s and 60s. Mid 50s is probably the sweet spot, I would say.
My hero lock of all time, which me and Conrad laughed at last week, hit again under in Iowa game total. They are playing Iowa State this week. The game total in that game is 36.5.
Under, dude. It's gonna
So
be
low, boy.
It's gonna be
13-10.
14-13. It's gonna be 14-13.
Yeah, like 13-9. There's gonna be like 8 field goals.
Dude, the under in that game is like it hits like 80% or like 85%.
It's a cool game too. They do that week two. They do it week two every year. Iowa State. I remember like a couple of years ago when you were in town, Conrad, for game day, App State, ECU, all that. I remember Iowa State was like a top 10 matchup. That's pretty cool to see an interstate. It's like seeing Bedlam in week two. I like how they do that. So
I like the week two. Yeah, some meaningful games early rather than all these tune-ups.
And by the way, Nick, game day not starting until 11 because Well, I was just talking when Conrad was down here for the ECU app game. We had game day for Georgia Clemson. I remember at Turb's old place, right in Uptown, watching game day. It's 11:42, and me and Kendall are like, "Dude, should we like go catch like Corso putting like the headgear on?" I'm like, "Yeah, we gotta catch, we gotta catch it." And we're with Purdom. My buddy Purdom, for those who don't know, he's a wild card. Our buddy Purdom's just a wild card. So like we gotta go catch Lee put on the headgear. So we run out of Turb's house, line bike's right there. Kendall gets in, I get in. Purdom cannot get in the line bike. He just goes, "Fuck, I forgot I'm banned. Fuck." Next thing I know, we have to do the run for 100 yards, walk for 10 feet, run for 100 yards, walk for 10 feet, all the way there. And we caught like the final game picks. And dude, it is when you're there. I'll tell you what's overrated about game day is you're kind of sitting there baking in the heat. Unless you somehow get a tailgate set up, like I think we did it perfectly when we did it. We just saw the 10 minutes of the headgear, we were out. If I just sit there for an hour, I'm not doing it.
Oh,
That's why. Go ahead.
I was looking online and they were saying like if you really want a good spot, you got to get there like 5 a.m. There was no chance I was ever getting there at 5
a.m. Yeah.
There's no. I think I went to bed at like 2:30. I was like, yeah, there's no chance I'm making it out.
No chance.
But yeah, no, it's a fumble by me and one that I'll own. So we'll just have to come back. I do have one play that I've already put out here. Free bet for everyone. NC State hater for life. I got them at I got Notre Dame -7 at NC State.
That's -7 this week.
I put a max bet on. I put a max bet. I'm winning $500 off NC State this week.
Book it right now.
Alternate line that shit -7's crazy.
Sam Hartman coming back to Raleigh too. I mean, it's done for.
No, I love
I'm
that.
reading articles talking about how good NC State's defense is. Like they didn't just win by 10 points against UConn.
They should not have gotten anywhere close to beating UConn. That game should have been way closer.
Yeah.
And dude, I keep thinking about stuff. It just keeps coming in waves to me. Like we can't move on to NFL and college football this upcoming week without touching on Conrad's final day experience leaving Ann Arbor. Like I didn't realize. So Nick, I'm going to bed. I'm like barely hanging on for life. I feel like I'm fighting like a parasite on my couch, fighting to stay alive. And I'm like falling asleep. I just see Conrad. Group chat's going off or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, the shitty airplane Wi-Fi. What's going on with the game?" And I'm like, "Airplane Wi-Fi? What the fuck is he talking about?"
Yeah, I mean, listen, when for whatever reason there's no direct flights from Philadelphia to Detroit, nor from Detroit to Philadelphia, so I had a layover. So we check out of an Airbnb at about, I don't know, 9:30, whatever. The Airbnb owner's just standing outside looking at the damage done to his property. And we're like, Mr. Uber driver, please get here, please speed up, dude. Please get here a little bit quicker before he takes us to fucking court. So we get to the airport about 10:30. My flight doesn't leave till 2. Then I have a layover in Chicago. That gets delayed. So I'm sitting, I didn't land off the plane get off the plane in Philadelphia until about 10:30. Had to drive an hour to get my dog, drive an hour back to the city.
Oh my god!
All said and done, I'm showered in bed by 1 a.m. after a weekend like that.
Oh my gosh, dude! I mean,
listen, I'm built different. Look, 15-4, built different. I'll gladly take that. Went up on the book. Went up Sunday morning on DraftKings. A little 500, 600. Hey, how you doing? We'll take it. I'll gladly do that any day of the week. I was ready to buy like a $600 flight home. I was like, get me out of there.
Dude, I don't even know if I could do what you did. I don't even know if I could do what you did on just like a random day after not even doing a trip like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you probably pissed your pants in the airport or something. So.
Oh yeah, look at this guy. Look at this guy, fucking King Neptune over here, fucking guy.
What is the cleaning fee looking like once you piss your pants in an Airbnb?
We got a text. You guys did more than enough.
What, cleaning up?
Yeah, like didn't you guys get a text saying that like you guys did a great job? That's what Kendall said. We got a text saying like great job cleaning up, guys. I appreciate it.
Oh, I didn't see that. We'll take that. I mean,
just don't lift up a cushion.
Yeah, just don't lift up the cushion. You'll see like a puddle of piss under it, and you'll be fine.
So let me go through. Let me just go through the group chat we had from the big house on yesterday. This is all different people. Anyone else battling the toilet today? Brother, you have no idea. I'm glad someone said it. I think I'm legit sick. Luckily, flights were yesterday because I'd be right there with that Delta guy. I got the shakes, still runny nose. We probably all have COVID. The new COVID, they just dropped the new COVID strain over the weekend. Place of origin, Ann Arbor. Every time I've hit the toilet the past 2 days, it sounds like I'm at a gun range. What? Why? Why do I have bruises on my body where my kidneys are supposed to be?
Oh,
The
geez.
funniest thing is if you're
just got
close
back from a
friends.
tour of Iraq. Just got
Oh
back
my
from a tour
God.
of Iraq.
I mean, literally just wake up body aching. We're not built like we used to be at 21, that's for sure. Here at 26, but
Yeah, what
fuck,
were you
what
gonna
was I gonna
say?
say?
Yeah, close friends.
Oh yeah, if you're yeah, every time you hit the toilet, it sounds like a gun range. If you're close friends with any of us on Snapchat, you know that that is not just a random occurrence. I mean, that is nonstop.
All I think was like just like a Uzi.
And then it's like a grenade launcher. All just shoots out
Oh
at
my
the
God.
end.
So good though, man. So good. I mean, would I have liked to experience Big House a little different? Sure, but you know what? I'm sure there'll be another big game down the road. Whatever. There'll be redemption again soon. But man,
The video, Johnny, before we were walking in, after, like I said, after about 10 Buffalo Trace, just like, oh my, we were hammered. He's like, when I get in the big house, I'm going to cry. It's going to be so beautiful. I'm honestly, honestly thinking about it now, I'm not even sure his eyes were open for kickoff. Like, I don't even know if he watched ECU run in the stadium. I honestly don't know. I hope someone can prove me wrong there, but I mean, it
oh,
was.
I did get off. I didn't listen to the sound. But I did get off a panoramic story of like from our seats. But what all I remember from the game is like, you know, when you played COD as a kid and a grenade went off near you and like it just blinks open, closed. That's what I remember from watching actual play. Just
He's
whatever.
like got flashbang for the whole day.
Yeah.
But you know, that's week one. We haven't even started
Woo!
NFL season. We haven't even started the NFL season, boys. Haven't even started the NFL season, man. And college football week 2, we finally pick up some steam this weekend. I can't wait for Texas, Alabama, 7:00 slate. Last year was at noon, 7:00 game. That's the one that I've been eyeing. I know that there's a lot of other good games going on this weekend, a good slate, but that's the big one I've been looking at. But then obviously we got the Chiefs and Lions kicking off NFL tomorrow night. Travis Kelce hyperextension. Chris Jones not playing. So the Chiefs, I think, are still going to bring the heat, but that might be vulnerable. And matchups for CFB this weekend, boys, before we get into NFL, I mean, anything sticking out to you, Nicky? Anything you got to bring up to the boys' attention for top 25 matchups in college foosball this weekend?
So for college football, I think that everybody is on the same page that Colorado is now must-watch football. They're playing
Yeah.
Nebraska. That's on the noon slate. No, I
Real
mean,
quick,
yeah, go ahead.
that's their first home game. Someone just guess how much their tickets are going for right now. If Johnny, you guess. I think Nick's looking at it. Johnny.
Yes.
Guess.
Colorado's first home game.
First home game of the season, right? Coach Prime, they just won that big game. Guess how much tickets are going for?
All right. So when you say tickets, cheapest ticket is what I'm thinking, like cheapest ticket.
I'm looking at tickets as low as blank.
Oh, that's tickets as low as 159.
273.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine that? That's
Against
fucking insane.
unranked
It's not like this.
Nebraska.
Is this like an old rival? I mean, it's got to be like an old time rivalry. Or
Yes,
something.
it is. It is from the 90s. It's a big time rivalry from the 90s. Colorado,
Yeah, that's
Nebraska.
before my memory starts.
Yeah, Colorado and Nebraska in the 90s were big time rivalry.
All right, well there you go. That's why. But sorry, keep going, Nick.
No, you're good. I mean, we've got App State UNC at UNC. That'll be a good one. Both those teams will get up for that game. Ole Miss Tulane, I think is the only top 25 matchup where both teams are ranked. Clemson will probably fall out of the top 25.
No, they're number 25 right now.
They're number 25 right now. Yeah.
25. They're playing Charleston Southern. They looked awful. They looked worse than when DJ played somehow. That's unbelievable to me.
Yeah,
bad.
seriously.
So bad.
Conrad, how about your Big 12 preseason Champ
Oh my
Baylor
god, dude. Oh
losing
my
to
god.
Texas State
They
in the
fold
first
and they
week.
go
Oh my
lunch.
God.
Hey, I mean,
My-
someone's got to give.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
yeah, I said it was a long shot
Non-conference
for a
games. It's a
reason.
non-conference game.
yeah,
It's a
no,
long
that's
shot for a reason, but I mean, listen, they're not going to beat Utah. I'll just a little free pick for the people. Not happening.
yeah.
They're playing. Baylor plays Utah this weekend.
Yeah, Baylor's about to
Yeah.
go 0-2.
At home against Utah, and Cam Rising should be back for this game, right?
Yeah, should be.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm still taking Utah no matter what. Baylor sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, top 25 looks pretty light. I mean, Miami, Texas A&M, who cares?
UNC, App State, that'll be a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nicky brought that up too. And App State plays ECU the next weekend too. So a couple of
Yeah.
back-to-back in-state games.
We already said Notre Dame, NC State.
Yep.
Oh, the Memorial game, ECU and Marshall. John talked about it last week, where that's a game that holds some tradition. We played Marshall right before their whole team passed in a tragic plane crash. But don't laugh, hey, no laugh. I don't want to see
Oh,
any
hey,
laughter.
Moment of silence. Moment of silence.
Yeah.
All right, all right, Nick,
All
back
right,
to
yeah,
it,
they're gonna
back to
get
it, back
they're
to
gonna
it,
get their
back to it,
shit
back
kicked
to
in
it.
this
Yeah,
week.
yeah,
They're gonna get their
they're-
shit kicked in.
They are 3-point dogs, and they should be 30-point dogs again for the second week in a row. But yeah, that's all I got. Oklahoma, SMU, that game total should be 120. They're gonna score a fuck ton of points in that game. So take the over in that one. That's what I like this week.
Good touch on Nicky.
Yeah.
Good touch. I mean, yeah, as
I
I'm
mean,
looking, I can't see anything else. Conrad, do you see anything?
Nah, it's the same thing as last week. Another week of tune-up games. So give it another week or two, and it'll be just great matchups left and right in conference. Once the conference play starts, is when we really get going.
You know, I kind of like it too. So I don't know if do you guys remember when Wisconsin beat LSU the first game of the year, like 5 years ago, and that massive cheap shot on Wisconsin after they made the game sealing pick? It was in Lambeau Field.
Yes.
Remember that match?
Some massive like left tackle just like killed that guy, broke his neck. Yeah.
Yes. So that was the first year that they started doing the big time matchups in week 1, week 2. And like this year kind of is the first year since then. We haven't LSU, Florida State, granted, and like a couple other matchups from the past weekend and this upcoming weekend, but we're kind of back to old school college football to where it doesn't really pick up to like week 4, week 3.
Bama, Texas. I mean,
Right,
Tulane,
that's
Ole Miss.
gonna keep you going.
Yeah, there's a couple matchups in here. You know, Notre Dame, NC State, that'll be a good game. Utah, Baylor will catch a lot of eyes. I mean, there's games in here that'll catch a lot of eyes. There's not a lot of like big time matchups early. I mean, FSU, LSU, 5 versus 8.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big time matchup. But
Yeah.
again, it's early. You know, you kind of want to see these teams get in rhythm so where they're
Right.
clicking at full speed when they hit each other later.
Which is why I don't really hate it. In Bama and Texas, the rematch. Quinn Ewers, he plays the full game. I mean, that game's going to be electric at Bama this year, too. Obviously, they got like the back and forth going at Texas last year, Bama this year. That's going to be enough to hold you over because we got NFL Sunday this weekend. And we got the NFL Pick'em for LRP live. DM the podcast on Instagram at Little Over Podcast. DM us. We'll get you in the Pick'em. I'm doing every single game this year. You pick every game every single week. So that way there's going to be chaos. No one's safe. You could go on a 10-0 run and come flying back from the pack like it's a fucking horse race. So I want to do this year. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. I am the owner, the runner of the largest pay-to-play pool in March Madness brackets on the Eastern Seaboard. So you know what? Get in there. Don't question me. Join. $50 buy-in. Let's get into it, boys. The NFL season is upon us. Nicky, let's start divisional winners. AFC or NFC, I don't care what you want to go.
Let's go. We'll kind of hop back and forth. AFC West. I mean,
Run through them.
All right. So you want to hear odds for everybody, or you just want me to pick my winners?
Run through them. We'll drop our winners. Do that
All
for
right.
every division.
All right. AFC West, Chiefs minus 210. No, that's plus 210. I'm stupid. Chargers plus 290, Broncos plus 500, Raiders plus 1100.
Raiders are so bad. I mean, that's why you just take the Chiefs at plus 110, even money, call it a day.
Yeah, Chiefs.
Easy money.
Yeah, I mean Kelsey being hurt, we'll see how that plays. I like the Chargers to sneak in there. If Kelsey's extended injury, 4, 5, 6 weeks maybe, I like the Chargers to take that one plus 290. Next, we've got NFC North. Lions even money. Vikings plus 225.
Crazy.
Bears plus 350. Packers plus 350.
I think the Vikings are plus 225. I had number one pick in fantasy last night. I took McCaffrey, didn't take Jay Jettas. Just because I think to him to replicate the season with Kirk Cousins, for him to replicate the luck that they had, I don't know if it's possible, but for them to be plus 225, because the Bears, there's question marks, Packers, there's question marks, Vikings are going to be at the same team practically, besides Dalvin Cook, who was shit.
Well, yeah, they lost Dalvin Cook and they lost Adam Thielen to the Panthers. I really like the Lions this year, but yeah,
That's
I'm
the
with
real
you.
question. Are you buying into the Lions hype or not? That's the question.
Yes, they're going to score a million points this year.
Yeah.
I mean, Vikings, it's the same thing every year. They do well the 1 o'clock. They're a fantasy-driven team. Points, points, points. They can never
Yeah.
finish the big games. They always seem to lose by a fucking field goal. Dan Campbell as a coach, how do you not get behind that guy? I mean, I'll take the Lions. Even though they're the favorites, I'll take the Lions.
All right. Next, we're going to the AFC South. We've got Jacksonville plus 205, Titans plus 300, Colts plus 550, Texans plus 750.
What are the Titans? I'm sorry. What are the Titans?
Titans are plus 300.
Wow, I really don't hate that. I mean, the Jaguars is another one. Jaguars, people are all over them.
So much hype.
9-8.
Much hype.
9-8 last year. They weren't 12-5. They weren't something crazy. 9-8, and everyone's all over them. I like the Titans at plus 300. Derrick Henry, forget about him.
Who's
Forget
their
about him.
quarterback?
Tannehill, but they got Malik Willis on the bench, and honestly, Malik Willis almost won a game last year. I forget against two, but kid's not terrible.
You're also forgetting two big pieces. I mean, they picked up Will Levis. I don't know that Malik comes in before Will Levis.
Whatever it may be, but yeah, Hopkins. They got Hopkins too
Hopkins,
now.
yeah.
Drew Hopkins, yeah.
But I mean,
But-
it's like having one of us throw him the football. I mean, he can only be so good.
Yeah, fair. Let's see. AFC East, we've got
Hold on, real quick. Who do you like there, Nicky? Who do you like there, Nicky and Conrad?
Titans I think are the best bet. The Jaguars just feel gross to me. I don't know. They have the talent, but I don't think that they put it together. They feel like a team that is just like mishmash together. They don't really have cohesion to me. They've got to put it together for a year or two before I start liking them. So
This is why when people ask me if I bet NFL, I give out picks for NFL. I don't, because I'm the biggest simpleton sucker when it comes to the NFL. Give me the Jags, dude. How can you not be bought in on them? Trevor Lawrence, ETN Jr., Christian Kirk looks fast as fuck. Zay Jones, shout out Zay Jones. Who the fuck else they have?
they picked up Calvin Ridley from the Falcons.
Calvin Ridley, yes, the degenerate gambler. I
Ooh.
mean, come on.
Yeah, Evan Ingram.
Give me
at
something to
tight
root
end.
for. Give me something to change, man. I want some change.
I'm sticking with the Titans. I'll take Derrick Henry.
Calvin Ridley's first game back. He's lateraling on like a 10-yard pass in the first quarter. Like he's doing it again. He's got
the under. He's got the under.
I want to see him come out with two pieces of like duct tape in a plus symbol next to like his 11, like plus 11, like take it.
That would be funny.
All right, we're gonna skip the AFC East for Jan. We're gonna finish with that one. We'll go down to AFC North. I've got the Bengals at even money, Ravens plus 180, plus 185, Browns plus 330, and Steelers plus 400.
Conrad can go last on this one. Nicky, what are you thinking?
I mean, I don't like anybody better than the Bengals. The Bengals are even money, so I don't love that. I think Deshaun, although although they took his cock out of contention here by making him get rubbed down by the team physicians, I think he might have a good year, but the Bengals are winning.
Can I touch on something on that with Deshaun Watson? So he has a thing. I don't know if it's in his contract or what it is, but he can only get massages by team officials of the Browns. So if I'm one of those officials, one of those guys who's doing the rub downs, I'm going, hey, listen, I know, what's your type? What are you getting going on down in Houston? Do I got to call somebody? Do I get her on a flight? Do I get her up here every single week? What do we have to do to get you back in that form? I don't care if I have to call up little Susie from outside Houston, Texas every single week to come up and do his quote unquote treatment. I'm getting it done. Because we've seen this before. Russell Wilson last year. These guys have these kind of years, and we hope they bounce back, but they don't always do. So
Yeah, I mean, they should hit up Robert Kraft and ask him for his favorite lady down in the Asian Garden or whatever that place is called.
totally different story. Totally different story.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, rub and tugs.
Listen, he's 75 years old. He probably gets arthritis from jerking off more than once a week. What do you expect from that guy? I mean, Deshaun Watson.
There's apps for that. There's apps for that.
Doesn't he have like a 30-year-old wife?
Yeah, but still, I mean, you want to see something new every now and again. What the fuck?
Yeah. All right. Okay.
You think she's fucking him? No, she's just there for the money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're probably not even having sex. They're probably just like, they're probably soaking.
They're probably sleeping like opposite ends of the house, if I were to guess.
She has a remote handgun that does it for her while she watches TV. But for those,
like a massage gun or something that just does it for her.
Yeah, exactly. But for those reasons, I want to take the Browns, but I just can't. Got to prove it to me. To take the Bengals, even money there, can't go wrong.
Listen, I mean, you look up and down the AFC North. It's the best conference, the best division in all of the National Football League, and that's just a fact. You got the Bengals, you got the Ravens, you got the Steelers, and then you got the piss boy Browns, the rapist Browns. We don't give a fuck about them. Amari Cooper, though, on my fantasy team,
piss boy, that was a shot.
I mean, listen, you could take the Bengals again. I think this is really up for grabs. So all these teams they're gonna beat up on each other every single week. Why not take the Steelers with the
only thing that would change my mind is TJ Watt. Is TJ Watt going to be playing? Like,
yes,
he's good to go. George Pickens is good to go. Najee Harris, is he good to go?
Najee, Deontay Johnson, Pat Freiermuth. Everybody's ready to fucking rock. Minka Fitzpatrick in the secondary on defense. Best safety in the league. Listen, this is the first time the Steelers have probably been last in the division rankings in, the last 20 years. I'd love to see a stat on that.
Yes, that's why I think
Kenny Pickett. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. There's too much juice to – the standard is the standard. I mean, how many times do I have to say it? The standard is the standard. Shout out Mike Tomlin. Take the Steelers. No. Everyone doubt the Steelers every week, so I can just shit on your face when they're winning week after week, and Kenny Pickett looks like a fucking MVP candidate.
Nick, Nick, can you pull up their team total this year? Is that something you can pull up quickly or not?
I think it's 9.5.
Yeah, give it to me. Hold on one second. While I'm pulling this up, Conrad, give me a line on how many games it takes for Deontay to score a touchdown this season.
He's got good feet. His hands are shitty. He's afraid to get tackled. I think George Pickens is going to be the sleeper pick of this offense. Honestly, I have him on all my fantasy teams. I would pick him up.
Sleeper pick. I see him on Instagram every other day.
Yeah, it's just a gas up, but Deontay Johnson's still going to be the number one, just from experience and whatnot. First game against the Niners. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I haven't watched a lick of preseason football.
Yeah, can't do it.
But if he doesn't get it first game, it's got to be second or third game. I honestly couldn't tell you. George Pickens, though, just watch out for him. You're going to be seeing a lot of Pickett to Pickens this year.
Yep. I've got game total 8.5.
It was 7.5 last year. It was 7.5 last year. So 8.5.
Yeah,
Vegas is saying again, can Tomlin go under 500? 8.5.
Hasn't happened yet.
I know it's so tasty, but I don't know. You
can't bet against Tomlin. Dude. The standard is the standard.
I know, but just don't
get caught in the minutia, Johnny.
The 1 year he does it, I want to be the guy that said, "I told you so." But I don't know. We'll see. If there is juice to take, it's with the Steelers, last in the division, in who knows 2 decades. If you want to take juice, take the Steelers. Bengals, far and away a better team. Nicky, next.
Next, we're going to the NFC East. We've got the Eagles minus 185. I've got the Cowboys plus 140, Giants plus 800, Commanders plus 1400.
Why are the Giants 8-1? What do they do to be 8? No, they have Saquon, right?
Yeah.
What did they
Saquon,
do to
Darren
be 8 to
Waller.
1?
I mean,
Yeah,
they
I picked
they
up
get
Darren
dog
Waller.
walked by the Eagles and the Cowboys every single year. They
I
only
picked
beat
up
the
Waller over
Commanders.
Goddard. I picked up Waller over Goddard and Kittle. What do you guys think about that for fantasy last night and tight ends?
Over who?
Goddard and Kittle.
I don't hate it. I mean, he's definitely more of a receiver than both of those guys. So, Kittle loves to block. He's an all around tight end. And
I
then
mean, yeah.
Goddard's what, like 34 years old?
Goddard's definitely not that old, but there's just too many options on the birds. They got
Yeah,
Devontae, they
that's what I
got
was thinking.
they got a deep backfield, they got AJ Brown, they got Goddard, they got to
Yeah.
spread the ball around. Jalen Hurts going to run a lot. I think you're crazy. I mean, Kittle, he's worked into that offense so much. Shanahan's going to feed Kittle the ball no matter what.
Yeah, I know. Kittle is one of those
It's
guys.
the same thing. I mean, Debo, Ayuk, CMC,
Yeah.
they got options too. So
Think
I
about
guess I
Kittle.
don't hate it.
Yeah, all
I
right.
have
I'll
Kittle in
take
one of
that.
my leagues, so I mean, I'm just kind of
No, I know what
preface
you're
here,
saying. No, I know what you're saying, though. I know what you're
No,
saying.
I think maybe I misspoke. He's more of a willing blocker than he is a receiver. Like
Yeah, we don't-
he wants
Yeah.
to bang heads in there. So I
Absolutely.
mean, you got to go with the G-Man 8 to 1 here. I
Yeah, I
mean,
like that. I like
if
that.
Saquon can stay healthy, they've got a shot. The Cowboys, I'll never put money on the Cowboys.
It's
Well,
gonna be the
no.
death. I think it's gonna be the death of Dak. I think it's gonna be the death of Dak this year. I think it's gonna be the death. Something's gonna happen. I hope it's not an injury, but it's either gonna be an injury or he has a 4-pick game in like week 3 or 4. And I think we might with Cooper Rush, with what he did last year, with Trey Lance brought in. Yeah, they
Yeah.
can say they brought Trey Lance and just to bring him in. But what the fuck? Like you don't bring in a side chick just to bring her fucking in. You don't bring in an extra quarterback just to, hey, we're gonna look at him. Like
Yeah, they're two running backs are like an average like 5'6" and like 160 pounds with
Deuce Vaughn.
with Deuce Vaughn and Tony Pollard.
I'm
like,
taller than him. Are you kidding me? Come on.
I mean, he's a shifty back, but I mean, I don't know. Well, we'll have to see there.
they didn't, by the way, Jerry Jones not even talking to Dak about bringing in another quarterback to me
Who
just
gives a
shows.
fuck?
I'm just saying, like, you don't do that if you're a well-run franchise and you trust your guy. And so Dak right now is going, no one trusts me. Is he the type of guy to take that and use it or take it and shut down? I think he's going to shut down. You might be seeing a bad demise of the
Dak's a
Cowboys this
pussy.
year.
Jerry just does not give a fuck about anything that goes on in
Yeah.
Jerry's world. I mean,
Yeah.
he's sitting on so much money as it is. He doesn't give a flying fuck. They're still going to make money no matter what. It's the Birds. Minus 185.
Smart play. It's a smart play, but
Can I
just
just say-
minus 185 for division though. It's just some fucking
Yeah,
some
I guess,
vig.
I
That's
mean-
some vig.
Take the juice, but what I will say, if you're lucky enough to live in a city that has an NFL football team, I currently live in Philadelphia, if you didn't know that. Not a Birds fan, Steelers fan, but still, if you're in the city where the team is good, there is nothing more fun than going out on Sundays with everybody. I mean, it like you gotta ride the hot hand. Jalen Hurts, take him to rush, have a rushing touchdown every single game, like I did last year. It's gonna be plus money or even. Do
Yeah,
it.
that was
Put
a
the
great
Birds by
call.
90.
That was a great call last year.
I have this one bet that I have all the running quarterbacks to have a rushing touchdown. I think I'm gonna just bet it every single week and just hope that it hits more often than not, and then I'm just a fucking rich man.
No, but Conrad, like, yeah, like what you're telling the people is a go-to play. Like if you get one of those rushing touchdown props early on a guy in week 1 or 2 and you ride it the next week and it keeps going, like that's how you get in on shit early.
Jalen Hurts is plus 125 to have a rushing touchdown. This man, I think he led the league in rushing touchdowns from a quarterback last year. He had to have. I mean,
Yeah, had to have.
So I got him, Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson, Anthony Richardson. Those four, they're going to be my white horses to score rushing touchdown every single week. Parlay it. Hey, how you doing?
And you hit one of those in 1 week of the 17-week, 18-week season, it pays for everything, all the losses.
You have to hit it more than once, but it's plus 3,000. So
30 to 1. I mean, shit, something.
take it.
Nicky, what else we got?
Next, we're moving down to the NFC South, maybe the worst division in football. We have got the Saints minus 130. We've got the Falcons plus 165, the
Ugh.
Panthers plus 350, and the Buccaneers plus 750.
The Bucks
No
would be
faith in
750 is so
Baker.
bad. The Bucks be
No
750.
faith.
If the Bucks are in a division, they're 20-1.
Yeah, I mean, this is awful.
This might be
hate-
the worst division in all football.
It's so
yeah,
it's
it
so
definitely
gross.
is.
So
I-
oh yeah,
I-
without a doubt. What? What? I just said without a doubt.
Yeah.
what,
No.
what was that look for?
No,
You looked
I
like
mean,
you
you
just saw titties or something.
You were breaking up. You were breaking up. It's fine.
Yeah, it sounded like
Oh,
you were
sorry.
stuttering like a little sneaky snake, brother. But I've got the Saints minus 130. I've got Derek Carr dinking and dunking all year. I mean, he's gonna complete 75% of his passes, but none of them are gonna go more than 5 yards down the field. And I think that's enough to win this division.
He's on the Saints now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean he's the best quarterback in that conference. You got to take him.
Yeah.
Division,
far and away the
division,
best
but might as well.
quarterback.
I'll take the Panthers there. Bryce Young, see what happens. I don't know. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, we can breeze on by. What do you got there, Conrad?
Saints, right? We're still on the Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Saints.
Conrad just dropped it. See, like this division's so bad, it's making me fucking lose brain cells. Next,
Yeah, who get
next, who
yeah,
fucking
get the
yeah.
fuck out of here. Who gives a shit?
Next NFC West, we've got the 49ers minus 220, Seahawks plus 165, Rams plus 900, and the longest odds of any team that I've seen so far are the Cardinals at plus 2300.
Oh, man,
Their over under for the
so
season is
bad.
3.5.
Lowest since
Yeah,
the
dude,
Jags.
I might go under.
20-something years ago. Yeah, lowest since the Jags 20-something years ago. I mean, dude, I forgot the Cardinals were even a team in the NFL, man. That's how bad they've been. And they almost beat the Eagles
Dude.
last year. They almost beat the Eagles last year.
Have you
Yeah.
guys seen the videos of what's his name, Gannon? What Jason?
Yeah,
what the
it's
fuck is his name?
bad.
Jeff Gannon, whatever his
That's
name is.
bad.
At like their mid, dude. He might be like an NPC, like a robot or something. I don't know what the fuck. Like, he has no emotion. How does he get a starting like a head coaching gig? in
Dude,
the NFL?
Conrad, the thing is, his videos are so bad. I haven't even seen a full one because I just see him say the first word and I'm like, I can't watch the
I
rest.
close out. I
Yeah,
cringe every
I'm like,
time. I say I gotta close out.
I mean, I don't know. That's a franchise that's who knows. I mean, they could run the table and win 4 games and prove Vegas wrong this year. Fucking, I mean, that's just that. But I mean, Seattle being plus 165. Who the fuck
I
is
like
touching?
that.
I'm not touching out the 10-foot pole. I hate that.
Oh, I love that. I think their offense is going to
Really?
be on fire this year. DK, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith and Jigma, Geno Smith, Ikini.
Careful with that word. Yeah, give me the Niners. Give me the Niners.
I know what I said. I know what I said.
Enunciate.
Give me
Njigba.
the Niners. Give me the Niners. I mean, I just think they're the Seahawks. I hope they have another good year. I hope Geno still has something in the tank. Holton Ahlers, practice squad, ECU. But give me the 49ers. I mean, I just think they have to have it figured out with Brock Purdy at quarterback. If they have Brock Purdy as a quarterback and he is the quarterback and is performing, that team is going to be a wrecking ball.
That's my quarterback.
Just to spice things up, I'm taking the Rams at plus 900.
Ew.
I don't care.
Ew, I'm down on the Rams. Down.
The
Talk
ghost,
about a fall, man. That's another fall. That's might be worse than the Cardinals. That fall.
give me the ghost of Matt Stafford's arm plus 900.
So did you see stories coming out of like how Stafford can't relate to younger players or something? I don't know why it's just him, but like I just thought that was hilarious.
Because he's out in LA and he's a Southern boy and they're all posting their TikToks and fucking porking each other behind the dumpsters.
That is one thing I've always wondered, like how like you guys remember high school sports, college sports, D3, whatever everyone remembers from high school sports. The freshman to senior cutoff in terms of like what to talk about, like what we have in common. It's a pretty big gap, and that's a 3-year gap.
Yeah,
Imagine 13
but I don't know
years.
if I don't know if you can use that analogy because like when you're 13, 14 as a freshman versus 17, 18 as a senior, like that's a big difference, dude. Like there's a lot of experience under your belt in those couple of years, you kind of grow up a lot, but once you're in the NFL, it's not hard. Just talk about the fucking playbook or the game or your teammates or something. Like
Yeah,
how can
that's
you not
right.
relate to a single person? They might just hate him. They
Yeah,
might just hate him.
I think that they see him throw a couple balls and they're like, oh God, fuck this guy. So
Yeah.
I mean, I mean he's
Stafford just cheats on his wife to get like respect from the younger players.
yeah, I mean he is not frat Stafford of old. Those are some iconic years for him, but yeah, I mean he's
Yeah, so
over there.
he was frat Stafford when these guys were in diapers. Crazy to think about.
Yeah, back before like social media was really popping. Maybe that's why he's like, I'd
Dude,
rather throw in a lip and go to a frat party and take home a couple birds, and you guys are out here doing fucking
that was when
I'm
Shark.
saying
Yeah,
TikTok dances, dude. They're always on their fucking phones. Kids these days is what he's saying. He's saying these damn kids.
yeah,
like dude,
shouting at the wind.
shark tooth necklaces and plaid cargos to now it's doing Charlie DeMello dances.
Shark tooth necklaces, the backwards, crooked, flat brimmed, fitted hat. Just oh
Oh
Flat.
yeah,
my
with
god.
It was either a flat brim or the brim was so curved it was like a
Yeah.
triangle.
And then he had the undershirt under his Aeropostale fucking white polo, khaki
Hell yeah.
shorts, cargo shorts, and
Yeah,
flip flops.
you're speaking my language now. I love that.
the
Um,
the glory days.
yeah. Johnny, we are going to finish with the AFC East. We have got the Bills minus 130, the Jets plus 190, the Dolphins plus 245, and your New England Patriots plus 760.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just jump into it quick. I'll let you guys feed off it. I think the Patriots aren't going to make the playoffs this year, but what I do think will happen is they will beat the Jets. Maybe they'll split with the Jets 1-1. They might split with everybody, to be honest with you. I think the Patriots, they won't make the playoffs, but they're going to have
You're
a
on
couple
track.
big games. Then they're going to have a couple of big games to like week 15 to 18 to where they ruin some of these guys' hopes and dreams of making the playoffs. Like the Dolphins would do to us all those years with Brady. We might do, not all those years, maybe once or twice the Dolphins did it to us. We're going to do it
A
to
lot of
them or
years
the
that
Jets or the
happened.
Bills. Happened like twice. Relax. I think it was once, but
That team is dead.
and by the way, it wasn't. Hold on, it wasn't even knocking us out of playoffs. They take us away from home field advantage. Is what they do. I think we have a big win against the Jets end of the year where we knock them out or something like that.
Do you play them at the end of the year?
Sorry, Nick. Go on what you're saying. I'll look that up right now.
No, you're good. The regular season win total for the Patriots is 7, and I am taking the under.
Yes.
Yep.
Under. You still have faith in Mac Jones?
Well,
and
dude, no,
Juju's
that's
knee
the
that can
that's
explode at any time.
we play the Jets last game of the season. Like I could see us
Okay.
having a terrible year, beat the Jets, and the Jets go 9-8, miss the playoffs or something. I am so out on Mac Jones. I can't stand like Bill. You know what, Bill? Let me go through some names. Dick Vitale, Lee Corso, Cerebral Lee, and Bill Belichick. Let's remember the good times. Let's not die in the sidelines. Let's not have Bill have a season where he goes 2-15. Let's not have Lee Corso put a headgear on and never take it back off. Let's not have Dick Vitale die doing oh baby. And then he goes on screen. Let's remember the good times. Why can't we just hang it up? Like Bill is still treating the media.
Whoa.
Bill
Losing faith in Bill Belichick, first Patriots fan I've ever
losing
heard say
faith.
that. You're a fucking fraud.
Fraud. No, I'm just telling you how it is from the inside. I'm telling you how it is. Bill is
Inside
still
scoop.
he's still talking to the media. And I listen to Boston Sports Radio every single day. Everyone talks about it. He still talks to the media like we are a wrecking ball Roman Empire. We're not. We're not.
Yeah,
like you can't keep up this shtick. You have to adapt, and he stopped adapting. And I just want to see some new blood. I want new skin.
I think that's the biggest thing is that you nailed it right on the head, John. That this is why he's unrelatable to everybody. Like the Patriot way is not going to continue being successful with all these new kids who want to be famous on fucking TikTok. Like the old school guys is there still a McCourty on the Patriots roster for like the 37th year in a row? Or are they finally done?
We have one. Devin
Get
McCourty
rid of 'em.
retired, and there's one more left still.
So I mean, those guys are gonna hold the legacy, hold the line for the locker room, and like for them to just not
No, it's gonna be
outright
Judon.
mutiny.
Judon's all we got. I can relate to Bill and everyone else. He's the
Yeah.
telephone game from Bill to the players. He's all we got.
But yeah, I mean, being an asshole for 25 years and winning is cool, but being an asshole when your team sucks, you're gonna lose the locker room.
If
Eventually.
another coach didn't have an offensive coordinator for the entire season practically last year, people would be going crazy. But like, it's Bill. He's got a scheme up his sleeve. Like, dude, just let's not to get all negative, but every good thing comes to an end. The Roman Empire, 500 years of being a great civilization, crumbling down. And I hate to break it to you guys, we're halfway there. But I mean, every good thing comes to an end. Every good thing comes to an end. I hope we as a country and as a humans don't have a demise, but just how history goes, every good thing dies. I just don't want to see Bill have it go down a bad way. That's all I'm saying. If you can't agree with me, whatever.
I want to hear you vocalize it. Choose someone other than the Patriots for the division title.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I think
Yeah, make him say it. Make him say
Yeah,
it.
you're going.
Clip
You're
this.
going.
Clip this.
You're going to say
it's
it.
not even crazy. I was gonna get crazy and say some of the juicers, but you got to go with the Bills and Josh Allen. If they don't do it this year, Bill Belichick might never retire. They may never make a run in the playoffs, and this might be just that keeps on going. It's like a broken record. So give me the Bills.
I like the Bills as well.
We talked last week about Hard Knocks. That always gets me juiced. I think it boosts people in the standings. The Jets don't deserve to be plus 190. I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to boost that team. They'll be competitive, but yeah, I'm with you guys on the Bills. So
And how about that for like, you guys ever think about that? Like the Roman Empire got really into in college for a couple papers, 500 years of a civilization, and they're the greatest of all time. We've been around for 250. We're halfway there. It's kind of crazy to think about.
Well, Johnny, if you want to go even a little bit deeper, I mean, if you want to put your tinfoil hat on here, there's some conspiracies out there that say the Roman Empire was a fraud. Never happened.
Really?
I mean, listen, I like my conspiracies. You
I have never heard that one.
You could really
that
deep
one.
dive. They said it wasn't 1,000 years long is what the thing is. It wasn't 1,000-year reign. They said it was shorter than that, but that's just it's just if you want to put your tinfoil hat on, take a look, people. Take a search on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck you use. Trust me, it's out there.
So you're telling me the Coliseum had to be real? Come on, could you imagine like what that would have been like?
I'm not doubting if any of that was real. I'm just saying the 1,000-year reign is
500. I think it was. Well, I had it down because I guess I had it down to 500, and I think it was from like right at the beginning of AD to like 450 or 500, and the Coliseum gladiator fights were going for like that time. So maybe that's what I have is the gladiator fights. Not that wasn't their existence. Maybe that's what I got.
I think Listen, I'm not doubting everything that happened. I think it did happen. I'm just thinking that maybe the timelines are a little messed up. If you want to put the tinfoil hat on, government, why would they fucking tell us anything? They want to keep us in the dark.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting
keep the people in the dark. So I just want to say, you put your tinfoil hat on.
I will not stand for this. That is crazier than the flat Earth theory.
That is not
unbelievable.
Thank you, Nick. I was going to sit here and take that.
There are buildings that are still around, and okay, yeah, like 1,000 years. That's a long time. Okay, like rocks don't just go away. Like what are we talking about here? It's written history.
History is written by the victors.
Yeah, they won for 1,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm saying. Listen, all I'm saying is, if you want to look into it, you can. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, on X, where people can be openly bigoted and just about racism and hate speech. I love it.
Conrad pulls up one of his pictures proving his theory. It's like clearly Elon Musk's face photoshopped on, but it's like a little like a mustache.
Oh, yeah.
All right. He put it out there.
Yeah,
Let's see if somebody can flood the DMs and prove he's wrong. Because man,
I'll tell you. Well, yeah, all the history. Listen, that's what I said. It's conspiracy theory. You gotta put your tinfoil hat on.
You know,
look a little bit deeper. Look outside the lines.
I like the birds aren't real more than that. That is, I mean, Roman Empire, not real. All right, yeah, I'll
No,
disagree.
that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I want to be correct here.
I
Roman
mean, that's
Empire didn't last 1,000 years. That's what I'm saying.
okay. That's a lot different from it just didn't even happen. You did say at
I
the
never
beginning.
said it didn't
I am
happen,
pretty
dude.
sure
I
you
never
did.
said
You know how much
no,
pride I take in
no.
saying I'm a Roman Catholic and just shut all that down? I want to strangle my history teacher from college for making me write 2 fraud papers. That's what you had me thinking.
Listen. I did not say that Roman Empire never existed. I'm saying it just didn't last as long as they want you to think it lasted.
But like you were saying,
And
though,
let's leave it there. Let's just leave it there.
like you were saying, history's written by the victors in football, survival of the fittest. History's written by the victors. Football is our Roman Empire, is our Colosseum. It's all that we have in terms of still being something that we can see contact in collisions and suffering and pain and get joy out of it. Because let me tell you something, with all the rule changes, everything that's going on, who knows what the future looks like? But boys, I mean, this time of year, it's back. There's nothing better. I mean, I got week 1 NFL. I got champ week in college basketball. Obviously, March Madness. Throw both those in there. And then, I mean, NHL and NBA. I mean, the Stanley Cup playoffs are electric. NBA finals are great, but there's nothing that has like a we're here where like there's no like it's not like college hoops and the NFL and college football where they have specific weeks every single year where you can always get up for. This is one of them, boys. Week 1 NFL. Having because I forget it. I don't know about you guys. I forget having the back-to-back college football and NFL. Like there's nothing like it. Like last weekend, Conrad, having that one game to wait for till 7 was brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal, but just think about it. Soon enough, we're gonna have playoff baseball, Red October. We're gonna have fucking college football from Wednesday to Friday, or Wednesday to Saturday, NFL Sunday, Monday. I mean, we're just gonna be jam packed with sports, boys. It's almost that time.
It's the best. It's the best time of the year for sure. There's gonna be content every day. No more watching fucking softball on ESPN in the middle of the day. It's unbelievable. But I mean, John, are you committed to putting up a bet on every single NFL game? I mean, you sound hyped about the season. I'm way more on college football than I am NFL, but let us know what you're thinking for like the entire season. What's your ideal season? Let's go there.
I'm going full Silvio Dante this year. I'm going Consigliere. You guys need advice? I'll give it to you. You need my action? Can't do it. Can't have it. So by the time week 6 comes, I turn to fucking the guy from Shameless. I'm just a fucking mess. Okay, I can't do it.
Wow,
can't
CB
do it.
Beyond, not live bullets.
Can't do it. I can't do it. You know what? Maybe come week 11, I see
gambling.
Maybe come week 11, I see something I like because like Conrad's Mortal Locks, no one gives a fuck about your volume. No one gives a fuck about your quantity. It's quality. I'd rather go 5-0 than go 114 and 135 and lose 10 years off my life from all that stress of going up and down. I don't know how you're doing it, Nicky. You can do it. Me, on the other hand, I'm just going to try to enjoy some football, go back to the basics when I was a kid. Forget what it's like.
Johnny, he almost needs like a vacation. He's done it for the last 3 years on LRP week in and week out, just falls to the wall. He needs a break. I mean, like he said, Donnie's Casino took him to the fucking ringer. So
yeah, no, I mean I can respect it, and nothing gets me more hype on a Sunday morning than hearing John talk about a juice play. I mean, he'll
that'll still be going. That'll still be happening. That'll still be happening.
Oh yeah. I'm going straight to John for the juice plays every week. Things that I am just like, John, that's the dumbest bet I've ever heard in my life. Hit week after week, time after time. We're going back to the stoop, baby. I can't wait to get back on the stoop for a pick vid.
Pick vids from the stoop. Conrad with the fern. You're going to hear from Conrad and Nicky on Saturday with their picks for this weekend. We touched on some games we'll be looking at. You're going to hear from them this weekend on the LRP airwaves on Instagram, what their plays are going to be. Conrad 15-4. The kid gave you an average bowl season last year for the first time in 3 years, and he just came out and said, hold my jockstrap, you bitches. 15-4, and we're getting a week 2. We got NFL, myself, Neck, Turb. We'll figure out what we're going to do for NFL. We'll keep you up to date. LRP Pick'em, DM the Instagram handle, Little River Podcast to get involved. $50 one-time entry. And boys, EP2, back-to-back weeks. We're officially hot.
Keep it rolling, boys. We'll do it every week.
All right, Conrad,
Listen,
Nick,
if
got anything?
Listen, if you want the picks, you don't DM us. Don't say, "Oh, I missed the pick, but I missed all this." You guys got to fucking check. Turn on your post notifications. Turn on everything. Alarms, buzzers, dingers. Follow the page. Set an alarm for 11 a.m. every Saturday if you need to, because the picks will be up by 11 every Saturday. Take it to the bank. 15-4, Conrad's Corner.
Oh, real quick, Thursday night game. Why are the Lions +5 and why is the under over at 53? Over. Lions +5, +185 money line.
Hey,
Amon-Ra, anytime touchdown score.
and we will be dropping our NFL Super Bowl predicted winners on Sunday morning. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Epi 2 of the 2023 LRP season. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.
Bang.
Oh man, that was good, boy.